Alright, so continuing on with my container video, this is going to be a little bit different kind of video because we have a different approach to making a container. This isn't something that you would always have with you, but you could do this with your actual knife if you found the right type of wood. And this here is just a downed tulip poplar, pretty soft wood, perfect for this kind of thing. Has to be dead to make this work right. And this tool here I purchased from a good guy. He carves just about anything you can think of, and I said I need something lightweight, compact, that I could carve a bowl or a container with if I had to, and he says right here's what you need. Okay, it's sharpened on every edge, here, the very front, for pulling. Okay, it's made for this kind of thing. Now this can help you if you have it, or like I said, if you have a knife and you want to go through it that way, you could do it with a knife. But I'm going to show you with this, because this is what it's made for. You find a tree like this right here that's down, and you actually have a way, we'll peel out this outer bark here and get that off. And we're going to give ourselves a way to stone boil by making a container. You could do it. You could catch rainwater in this too. If you made, if this was a long term and it got long term on you, you could turn this into a very good trough. You could make a nice long one that catches a lot of water for you, or you can purify a lot of water for yourself. Okay, so I get a good area here, peel all this bark back like this. And then I'm going to bring you in close and show you how this thing works on something like this and what you would do if this is what you did. Because you don't have to use a tree that's like this, but it's easier because it's bigger and you don't have to slice it up and make yourself a little carry, like something you can carry. You can use a smaller piece to do that that's easier to break, because what if you don't have a saw and all you have is a knife? Because you're obviously not going to cut this thing here. So this here is good if you're making a shelter and you're going to stay there, because then you have a way to purify a lot of water, and you could make a smaller portable one with a branch like this that you can easily just score and break and make a nice pot for yourself to carry along your journey. But this here is going to do what I want it to do here right now at this moment. So I brought you guys in close here, and you can see I've got my tool here, and what I want to do is I want to start taking pieces out right from the center. I'm going to work my way in. Okay, you can see how nice this tool is because it just drags them chunks right out of there. Okay, and what I want to do is just keep working this thing until I get myself a nice container that'll hold me some water. Okay, and I'm going to show you how this one works. You can see that I can pull like this and take little pieces off. This tool is actually made to make a precise container. Okay, I can just keep dragging this along, and that's why it has such good blades on all sides, because it's made to make a really nice, sell in a store kind of bowl or other type carvings. But if I just keep doing this here, eventually I'm going to have a nice deep container for purifying some water. I just got to find some stones. And you could, if you had one smaller, you could boil water over top of the fire. Okay, and we're going to go over another way to make a container out of wood like this, using the fire by heating it up and blowing it and burning a vessel into the actual wood itself. Okay, but this one here is just a little bit different, a little bit quicker. This tool could help you in that other method. Okay, we just want to keep doing this. And in a survival situation, you're not doing this to make something artsy. Okay, you're doing this to make something to simply purify water in. So we just want to keep pulling chunks out like this. Not doing anything special. We're just tearing away. Okay, and you can see with this tulip poplar, it's good soft wood, and I've mentioned before that it's an awesome wood because of its multiple uses. Okay, and this is another one. It's not super hard or dense that it makes it really hard to do this kind of thing right here. Okay, that's another key thing with this tulip poplar, and it's abundant. You'll find it. It's not hard to find a downed one like this. And the reason I'm doing it on a tree that's big like this is because, say I had a fire going nearby, I could heat up some stones and get myself a large amount of water and fill up. And while this one is, you know, doing its thing and I'm sitting at camp, I could make a smaller portable one to take with me. But for the time being, I can fill up on a lot of water, you know, get my body as full as it can on water with this one, and then I'll have my portable one to help replenish as I go. I just bring those little stones with me. Okay, and you can see that in a short amount of time I've got a little bit of a vessel started here. You just have to keep working at it, you know, just don't go crazy with it because you don't want to burn a lot of calories. You don't want to destroy yourself here. Okay. Alright, so in no time flat there, I've got me a decent little container here to hold some water in and to stone boil with. Alright, and that's what we're looking for, is just something that we can get some type of water in our system, okay? This is going to be about, I don't know, 6 ounces of water each time, this little hole here. And it didn't take much energy nor time to do it. You could make this thing as long as you want, and you could make it deeper, because I'm not even close. I'm like right to the center of it right now. The very bottom is, but it's convex shape. And I could make this thing deeper and I could make it longer, but you want to leave the walls up here so it holds your water in, so you don't want to go too much wider. Think narrow and deep and a little bit long. Okay, that's what we're looking for with these types of containers. Now, I know I can stone boil in this, and I'm going to shoot another video where I make a portable one and I'm going to boil water with that one and show you how to boil with it, or heat it up to 160 degrees, because sometimes when you boil with these things, you ruin them before you ever get the water. But you should be able to boil with one of these type of vessels over a fire. But there is another way to do it if you had the time to, and you had to, you know, like bark containers and things. You kind of have to do this. You don't have to on birch bark. You can actually boil water with that. But some barks you need to just heat it up to 160, and I explained that is by getting the little tiny bubbles on the bottom. Okay, not just one or two, like there'll be tiny bubbles just sticking to the bottom. That means you're at 160 degrees. Okay, you do that for half an hour and your water's purified. Okay, so keep that tip in mind, because you can't always boil water, and you don't always need to ruin whatever you have. Okay, same thing in a plastic water bottle. You know, you can boil water in a plastic water bottle, but you can also save that for many purifying stages by just keeping it at 160 degrees for half an hour, and your water's safe to drink. So we have something here that I know can hold water, and I know I can stone boil in it. I'm going to put some water in it, and then I'm going to go over how you would drink out of this thing. Okay, so I've got some water in there now. You can see it's filled up. And you might be like, okay, and let's say we stone boiled this and it's ready. It would probably take one stone maybe to do this, one or two, like it did on the the stone container I showed you. That's all it would take. And what we have here then is, the question comes, well, how do I drink it? You might be like, I can't tip that up and just put it in my mouth. Well, sometimes you have to drink things like a dog. Okay, you're going to stick your face down in there and you're going to slurp it up. You're going to take your head wrap and you're going to soak it up and squirt it in your mouth. Or you're going to get a reed. You know, certain reeds, certain woods have hollow cores and you can make a straw. That's how you're going to drink this. But this one here, you stone boil it. You just get down in there and you drink it. Okay, that's what you got to do. Like I said, I'll make another one of these and try to boil it over the fire for you. Show you how to do that. I'll show you what it looks like when you're at 160 degrees. And if I remember, I'll bring a thermometer out there and show you that it's valid, that tip I gave you. And hopefully we can get a boil though, a rolling boil with this vessel, which you should, because I've boiled with birch bark before. So we're going to keep the container videos going. This is just another way to make a container. Not everyone's going to have one of those tools, but it obviously is better than a pocket knife. You can do this with a pocket knife, but it's a little bit more difficult and you're not going to get this beautiful, simple bowl here like I have. Okay, it's a little bit more difficult with a pocket knife, but it can be done, so keep that in mind. And if you needed to do it, I'm sure you would do it if you needed some type of container, because you know, this is why I'm shooting these videos on containers, because they're the one thing that no one really knows how to make. You know, the unexperienced person is like, oh my gosh, how am I going to hold water, get water, boil water? They don't know how. Well, this will help clarify that and show you some different ways to make water potable and to hold water if you have fresh water from a water vine. Because the one in Michigan, when I made the birch bark container, I used water vines and draped them over top of the container to catch that fresh water, and I can just drink it and just keep cutting water vines as I go. Okay? Or catch rainwater in it. Whatever you got, you know, you don't always have to boil in it, but containers are pretty important, okay? Unless you're going to sit in a rainstorm with your mouth open and hope that rain actually comes. But simply sop it up with your bandana, drink it like a dog, or get yourself some type of hollow stick to drink like a straw, and that's how you'd do it. See, I made this one so my face fits perfect in there, and I can get my lips all the way to the bottom and suck every last little drop of water out of this thing. And that's another point too. If you got a big log like this, make it long enough where your whole face can just fit down in there and you can sop it all up. Get some more water in there, couple more hot stones, boil it up, boom, you're done. You got some potable water by simply just making a little indent in a log. You didn't have to cut this log, you didn't have to find a small log and do this 300 times to get, you know, 10 ounces of water. You can make yourself a good container out of one of these, and the key is finding the big log like this. So there you have it with this. There's a wood container made with a wonderful tool that isn't a bad idea to just throw in your pack, okay? It's lightweight, this thing weighs nothing, okay? This blade is sharp as all get out, and its curvature makes it perfect for making this type of thing. You know, it makes them perfect little curls like that, okay? When you drag it across that wood, and that's what you're looking for. And that's why this is such a cool tool. So go ahead, maybe get yourself one of these. Practice making some wood containers out of wood, and keep broadening your perspectives out there on how to survive and how to get water, because that's your main priority. I don't care what anyone says, your main priority is going to be, how do I get fresh drinking water? And a lot of the times it means being able to make fire. So fire and water are #1 on my list, okay? You need to know how to do them too. And you need to know how to make containers. You need to know how to find potable water without boiling. Water vines, rainwater, making a catch. There's ways to get it, you know, finding plants that hold rainwater. Like I showed you in Florida, the bromeliads that grow on trees. Come check me out on the next one. We'll see what else we can make a container out of to hold water, purify water, and maybe catch some water from rain.